Hi everybody, so welcome to the Mainly Moonology podcast for the week beginning November 27, which just by the way happens to be the full moon. So if you're listening to the podcast, happy full moon to you. So let me just give you the times around the world. November 27, that's today, if you're listening on the Monday, at 9:16 a.m. in London. I should say in London at 9:16 a.m. In Sydney, November 27 at 8:16 p.m. In LA, baby, 27th of November, 1:16 a.m. And New York, 27th of November, 4:16 a.m. So if you're waking up to listen to this in the States, it's already happened. And everywhere else, well, it's kind of hit and miss whether you're going to get it or not. So let's talk about this full moon. On paper, it looks pretty straightforward. Okay, it's in the sign of Gemini and it's not making any immediate alignments. And by the way, I'm taking some notes from my Moonology diary, which if you are watching this on YouTube, you can see because I'm holding it up to the camera. But if you're listening, then let me describe to you. So that's my Moonology diary 2023, which had a sort of silvery moon over blue water, and this is the one for next year, the 2024 Moonology diary. And may I just say, it's selling very well at the moment, and it's a limited edition which won't get reprinted. So if you do want a copy for next year, that's it. So here are the words, keywords for this full moon: interesting, confusing, mystical, and angry. So as soon as we hear that, we know Neptune is going to be involved somehow. When you look at this full moon a bit more closely, it becomes apparent that in fact the Gemini planet Mercury, remembering that the full moon is in Gemini, so then we can look at the Gemini planet. It's actually a Gemini and Virgo planet, but the Gemini planet Mercury is in a bit of a mess this week. It's making a hard angle to the planet of confusion and deception, Neptune. Now, this is really a fun thing to start to learn to do once you start to understand astrology. Look at the sign that the full moon or the new moon is in, and then how's the planet associated with this sun doing? So Mercury is a bit of a mess this week. Added to the regular heightened emotions that come with pretty much every full moon is the fact that many of us are just not going to know which way is up. Now, one thing we all need to do, and this is a really good time to do it, is to embrace uncertainty. Embrace just not being sure this week, because you may not be sure of what's going on. All right, adding celestial fuel to the fire. As the full moon takes place, we also have Mars, the planet of anger and determination, testosterone and war, aligning with the sun. It's really a pretty combustible combination. Angry words are possible if you have a short fuse at the best of times. Now is the time to up your meditation practice and breathwork this week. And also remember, everything happens for a reason. Now, on that note, what I have up for you next, this full moon podcast, is actually all about meditation. So this week it's a bit crazy. We've got the full moon in Gemini, we've got the Gemini planet Mercury clashing with Neptune, Mars, the angry planet's being triggered. What are you going to do? Well, either you could just walk headfirst into the chaos, not recommended, or you can meditate. Have a good week. Remember, we are now going into the waning cycle of the moon, so it's time to breathe out.